In this video, I will show you how to install Laravel 12 application from scratch using Docker, then how to configure Laravel application and create Laravel jobs, then how to configure jobs, and how to run your first job. Okay, so let's get started, and first let's create a new file that is Docker compose.yml file. Okay, so we have this file, and one file we need is a Docker file. Okay, so Docker file. Okay, I created these two files over here. Okay, so in my Docker compose.yml file, I will paste this code. So I will give you this code in my description. So under my in my website, so I will give you the all the files and for you to get started. So I'm not going to explain much because I'm going to focus on Laravel jobs. So this is the Docker compose.yml file. So I'm just going to change the container names here. So I'll say Laravel 12 app container. So I'm going to say Laravel 12 here. Okay, and I'm going to say jobs DB here. So this will be my database name. Okay, so and this will be my password. Okay, and here also I will put Laravel 12. Okay, and I will save this file. Okay, and now let's go to the Docker file. Okay, and I will use this. Okay, I will save this file. I will provide all these files into the description. Now, once we have this, you also need to have a Docker desktop installed. In my case, I have Docker desktop and my containers will be running here. Okay, once I save this, now let's go to the let's run the containers. Okay, okay. Here I'm going to open my terminal, or that is my Git bash here, and what I'm going to run is Docker compose build. So let's run this. So now my containers are getting built. So you can see my containers are already built here. Okay, next part, what I need to do is I have to run the containers now. So Docker compose up. Okay, my containers are now running. Okay, let's go to the Docker app now and let's scroll down and you can see that I have a new Laravel jobs, and if I click on this I have three containers which are running. Okay, next what we need to do is I'm going to my Laravel app container. So this, okay, I'm going to execute and I'm just going to ls. You can see that we have Docker and Docker file. Okay, now let's install Laravel 12 application. Okay, so let's run this command here and I will say jobs app. Okay, so jobs app, and since I have not mentioned the version, let me create a project with the Laravel 12 version, so it will specifically use the Laravel 12 version here. So composer create a project Laravel 12 and my jobs app. Okay, so I'm going to run this command and you can see that my project is downloading and installing Laravel 12. So if I go to VS Code, we can see a jobs app and then all the files are getting created. So this will take some time. So let's wait. Okay, you can see that my Laravel 12 application is installed, and you can see that this the three migrations that we have: create jobs and cache and users. So now let's run the application now. Okay, so if I say local host, so I'm going to 8000. Okay, then I'm going to jobs app, then I'm going to public, then I'm going to index.php. Okay, so now we will see the Laravel application will be loaded. Let's also load the database. So PHP my admin, so localhost 8080 and let's run this and see what comes. You can see the jobs DB is there. So this table is existing now, and if I go here, you can see my Laravel application is now loading. Okay, so next step, what we need to do is we need to connect it to the database. So we need to connect our Laravel application to the database. Okay, so we go to the .env file. Okay, and you can see I do not have any connections now. Also, we have to see the queue connection. Okay, the queue connection is already database. So if there is a sync here, then we need to change this to database as well. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to set up our database here. Okay, so let's do that. So let's use a database connection, and in my case it's jobs DB. Okay, so this will be jobs DB, test user and test password. Okay, now what we will do is let's do the migration. Okay, let's run the commands to migrate. Okay, so PHP Artisan migrate. Okay, okay, I'm not into the Laravel folder, so let me go to ls. You can see jobs app. So cd jobs app. Okay, once I go to this, now PHP Artisan migrate. So if I click this now, we will see migrations that will run. So you can see that we have run the migrations, and now if I go to the jobs DB, you can see I have all the tables. And if I go to jobs now, so this is empty, and so all our failed jobs will come in this, okay, on in this table, and our jobs will be executed. If whenever we run our route, the job will come here, and when we execute the job, it will be deleted from this table. So I'm going to show you how this is happening. Okay, so let's what we do is let's create a new job. So let's run a command to create a new job now. So let's run command to create a job, and if I do this now, what I need to do is okay. So my job will be store product job. So we are going to store some CSV file data into the database using this job. So I'm creating this store product job. For now, we will just see how to execute this, meaning how the job works. So our first goal is just to see how the job works, so how it gets stored in the database, how to run the job, okay, and how to execute the job. So I have run this. Now it will make me a job file into my directory. So you can see a new job file has been created. Now if I go into my directory under app, you can see a jobs folder and you can see a show product job.php file has been created. Okay, so now I will show you how to run this. Okay, so how to execute it, how to dispatch the job. So now what we would do is we would create a new controller. So let's create a product controller. So let's create a controller. So I'm going to create a controller that is product controller. Okay, and this will again create me a file, a product controller file. So if I go into my HTTP, a controller is not yet created, so it will create me. Okay, so now what we would do is we will see if a job file is created. So you can see a product controller is created. Now let's import job. Okay, so the job, okay, we imported. Now let's create this method over here and we can see we dispatch the badge like this. Okay, so here we will say this won't be a store method. Okay, this will be a, so it will be a get method. So I will just say get for now. We are just going to dispatch. Okay, we are not going to do anything. So here we are going to say uh, process product, process product. Okay, we are just going to say process product here. Okay, so this will dispatch. Okay, let's save this and now let's go to the route. Okay, let's go to the route file now. Routes. Okay, in web.php, let's import a controller. This is the product. Okay, product controller. So it gave me this, you can see here. So I'm going to press tab over here. Okay, it's using this. So now we are going to create a route for it. Okay, process product, and we are going to pass the function. Okay, let's save this. Now what we are going to do next is now the part we will see how to run the job now. Okay, so we have a jobs file here. We also have a controller. We also have a route for it. Okay, now let's run this. Now let's see our. Now let's run this route. So process product. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Okay, and I'm going to run this. So I'm going to say in index.php slash process product and let's see what comes. Okay, we do not see anything because we are just dispatching. Okay, we are just dispatching the job, so we do not have any JSON a response over here or nothing. Okay, so let's see our database now. If it got dispatched. So you can see I have an ID here. Okay, which will come when we dispatch a job. Okay, so this will come into the database. So that means our job is dispatched, and what I need to do next is I need to go to my terminal and I need to type. So I need to run this command now, php artisan queue work. So I click on enter. Okay, and you can see that the processing job from the default queue, and it will be running and it will be done. If it is failed, you will get a status failed over here, and then into the database you will also get field entry. Okay, so this is how the jobs work. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to store the data from my CSV file into the database using jobs. So we are just going to run the same commands and we are going to store the database. It will take certain time based on your CSV file, how big it is, and then it will store the data and then it will say job is done. Okay, so this I will show in the next video and I will post all of this code into the description. So I will give you the link so you can install the Laravel application and set up jobs how I did into this application. So thanks for watching guys and see you in another video.